Welcome, everyone. Noah here on the Dynamics Weekly newsletter and podcast for the last couple of months and this next month. I have been interviewing class and session presenters for our community summit, which is organized by Dynamic Communities and is scheduled for October 19th to the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. And here it is, the middle of September. This will be here in no time at all. So if you haven't done your travel arrangements yet, now is a great time to do that. I haven't done mine yet. So I'll be doing that very soon. Check out all the sessions. And today on our 60-second interview, we have Alicia King with us. Alicia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous, Noah. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, glad you could find the time to join us. You're going to see us all down in Orlando in just a little bit. You and I are pretty close on the map. You're over in South Carolina. I'm in Pensacola. So have you always been from South Carolina?
I was actually born in Kentucky and I moved to South Carolina when I was 9. So even though South Carolina is not my original home, I call it home now. So yeah, it's a great place to
Did
be.
you did you ever make it to the Derby up there?
No, but it's actually on my list. So I have twin girls. They are 19 years old. And I told them, I'm like, guys, we've got to go to the Kentucky Derby. So it's
You
on our
do.
to-do list, but we haven't been there yet.
I've been there several trips. My last time going was the year of COVID when that cut it out, but I had been like 10 times before that. Love it. It's a great experience, and I may even try to go back again next year.
Fabulous. We'll have to
So,
compare notes. You can give me some traveling tips.
okay, sure will. So, Alicia, you are with RSM, the U.S. division of that company. You've been with them for very long?
So I joined them from about 4.5 years ago.
4.5. So those go by fast. And have you always been in the dynamics arena before that, even?
No, actually, I started my career doing a proprietary software that was specific for the cut and sew industry. So we did everything from football, outdoor furniture, shirts, pants, luggage. So I did that for about 15 years. And then I moved into the Microsoft world in 2009. And I've been in the Microsoft community since then.
And I see you're also listed as a Microsoft MVP, Partner of the Year award for your team there back in 23. It's
Yeah,
awesome
that was
there.
such a huge,
Congratulations.
that was such a huge honor, and we had an amazing team. It was a complex international project, and it was for a life
Mhm.
science company. They made at-home dialysis machines. So they were in England, Wales, and the US. And so we went through that project. Uh, Man, I'm telling you, it was a bit of a whirlwind. We replaced I think like 50% of their systems went away when we actually implemented finance and supply chain. And
Uh-huh.
we started the project like in March and we went live in November. So it was fast and furious, but it was a lot of fun.
March through November. That is pretty amazing there. So you have you been to Summit before?
No, this will be my first time. So I've been to other
Oh,
Microsoft
well.
conferences. I think this will be my fourth speaking event that I've been to, including Microsoft conferences as well as a Dynamics user group.
Yeah.
Summits and meetings. And so, but now it's gonna be my first summit. So I'm really excited to meet a lot of people and feel the energy and learn a lot of new things.
Well, you are in for a treat. It's a huge conference. Thousands of people attend for all and covering all the Microsoft Dynamics platforms that are rolled out and all the ISVs that are offering their products as well. So there's a lot to see, a lot to learn, a lot of people to network with.
To me, that's the most fun about these conferences. I mean, you learn a lot of stuff about product and stuff and along those lines. There's a lot of good information there. But the people that you meet and the connections that you make to me are absolutely priceless. So for me, I'm really excited about that.
I agree. Networking is an amazing piece of these conferences. It's always great to, associate a real person's face with an email account or a LinkedIn profile. So it's just that's a great piece of the conferences, the networking piece. And you all, but you've never been to the summit down there. You do have a booth coming up. I think RSM has been in the market for the Dynamics arena for a while, so you probably have had booths in the expo halls before. Um, I see booth number 1107 for all of you. And I think you have, yeah, pretty central location there. You walk into the expo hall and it's just like one row back right there in the middle. So plenty of foot traffic for all of you.
Yeah, please stop by and see us. RSM is a big footprint in the Microsoft community, and we're one of the leading Microsoft partners, and we do a lot with Microsoft directly, as well as our own marketing and so on. So we have one of the nice things about RSM is that it's really a one-stop shop because we have the Microsoft piece for finance and supply chain, but we also have our Power Apps, our Power Automate. We have everything you can think of across the whole ecosystem for Microsoft. And then we also have, we're a tax and audit firm. So if you're looking for someone to help you with your tax or acquisitions or risk management or cybersecurity or any of those other components that go along into the business processes, RSM has all teams for those things. So we're a one-stop shop kind of place.
So your session is on Monday, but will you be there the whole week, like working the expo hall booth as well?
Yeah, so I'll be flying in on Sunday and then flying out on Friday, so I'll be there for the full week.
I haven't decided if I'm going to drive or fly, and so I haven't done that decided yet. You know, it's like a 7-hour drive from Pensacola. So, but I've done it before. We'll see how this year works out. So your session that you have on Monday, the title of it is Discover the Powerful Tax Engine in D365 Finance and Supply Chain Management. So that is Monday morning at 9:45, the first day of Summit. You know, they have classes on Saturday and Sunday before Summit actually starts, and they have some things that go on Sunday night, but Monday morning is big kickoff for everybody. So 9:45, you are front and center there. Are you doing this one solo or are you co-presenting?
Yeah, so I'll be doing it by myself. Part of why I like to talk about the tax engine inside of Microsoft Dynamics D365 Finance and Supply Chain is because I don't think a lot of people know it even exists. So for many, many years, Microsoft did not actually have any kind of engine related to tax, and that can be either US sales tax or value-added tax for the rest of the world. So my goal in this is to show people how it works, how it's fully integrated, how to set it up and configure it so they can leverage it inside of their businesses.
And this is it's a very specific session there and very short. You got 9:45. It doesn't go a whole hour. It goes from 9:45 to a little bit after 10 o'clock. It's in Lafayette 3, the convention center. Is that going to be in the expo hall area? Do you know?
I believe it is, but I'm not exactly sure. But my understanding is that it is.
Okay. So, session there to discover the powerful tax engine. Awesome. That's a very specific topic. So you should have people that come and see you. They know what they need to talk about.
Yeah, one of the things I would encourage people to do if you have an international footprint, definitely come and hear what I have to say because the tax engine works really, really well for value-added tax. It works well for US tax as well, but let me kind of break it down a little bit and help you understand why I'm saying that. The value-added tax, so that's what we would consider sales tax for the rest of the world. It's called value-added tax, and there's about 6 tax codes. Okay, so there's not a lot of tax codes. They rarely update their tax rates. They're pretty consistent. On the flip side, you have the United States. We have over 12,000 tax codes, and they update the tax rates somewhat frequently. So if you're in an environment where the tax codes don't update very often, or you're in maybe just a few states in the United States, then the tax engine that's built into D365 is a really good tool to leverage. One is because you're not having to pull in an ISV and track that additional cost, because there's really no additional cost for the tax engine inside of D365 outside of your normal user license. So if the big difference between D365, the tax engine in D365 versus like a third party tax engine is in D365, you set up the tax code, the tax group, the tax rates, and the tax rules. You don't get the stuff out of the box. So a lot of the third party tax engines have all these pre-configured rules. And then they also have the automatic feeds into the tax rates. So if a state, let's say California, changes their tax rate, it automatically gets fed into the tax engine. Microsoft has not done that yet. So if you're in the state of California and the tax rate changes, then you would go into the tax engine and manually update the rate. So, but again, if you're in the rest of the world where you do value added tax, they rarely update those rates. So it's not a very heavy lift to go update those. And you only have 6 tax codes to deal with, more or less. So maybe a few more, but in ballpark, there's about 6. So it's a really good tool to use. And again, it's built in, right? So you're not dealing with any kind of third party, and it's way less expensive because of that.
Is it a huge setup process for the tax engine?
It's not. You go in, and once you've done the initial configuration, you literally set up the tax codes, you set up the tax groups, and then you set up item tax groups, and then you set up the rules. So depending on how complex your business is and the products that you're selling, because a lot of manufacturers, for example, don't have to pay a lot of tax on things, especially for good if the goods are being put into their products that they're making on the used tax side, which is the AP side. And then lots of times on the AR side, when you're actually selling product, if you're selling to other businesses, you're also not having to pay tax. So it kind of depends on the nature of your business. If you're like an Amazon or heavy in retail or something like that in the States, it's probably not a good fit for your business, just for the sheer fact you probably have nexus in a lot of states. You probably have a lot of tech products that are going to attract tax and stuff like that. It might be a heavy lift. But if you're in manufacturing or have kind of limited footprint inside the United States, it's a good fit. Or again, if you're in like the rest of the world where you do value added tax, I've implemented it multiple times and have had really good success.
And this is listed as a fast chat, which I don't know that I mean, I've done some kind of sessions in the past that were like where you have several people around a round table, small groups. Do you know how many people you're aiming to attend for these sessions?
They haven't shared the numbers with us yet, or at least I haven't seen the numbers yet, so I'm really not sure how many people have signed up for the class at this point.
Okay. And for this session that this session you'll be presenting, is it just discussion or will there be a presentation for everybody?
I have a presentation prepared, so I have slides. I also have a little video that I've created to kind of go through the process to show people the capabilities of it. It's not by any means terribly detailed to get into all the nicks and crannies of it all. But really,
Hmm.
my business goal is to show people its functionality so that make them curious about it. So if they're
Yep.
interested in doing it, then they can reach out to us and get more information.
And do you have, so for people who have questions for you before that session or to follow up after that session, do you have a preferred method for them to contact you?
Sure, they can contact me at alicia.keener@rsmus.com, or they can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Okay. I've been using LinkedIn Messenger a lot more this year, maybe even more so than email lately. So that's becoming pretty popular for business communications here.
Yeah, I use LinkedIn Messenger a lot as well. It's a really nice tool.
And a big tip for everybody is that if you're going down to Summit, planning what sessions you have interest in attending before you get there is a tremendous help. Because if you wait till you get there at Summit and then you're trying to figure out which sessions you want to go to on which day, there are hundreds of sessions. There's really no way for them to go through and pick on the spur of the moment. But on the website, SummitNA.com, they've got all the sessions listed. They've got a button at the top right of the screen that says "Add to My Show Planner," which is a really, really neat addition there to help them sort out which sessions they want to add to their schedule. And I'm sure if people are in the tax field with you, they're going to find your session and add it right away.
And actually, I do a lot of blogging about lots of different topics. So my blog site, it reaches over 155 countries. And so if you happen to be at the conference and just you may follow me on LinkedIn or through my blog site or on YouTube, I hope you stop by and say hi. I would love to meet you in person and put a face to a name. And because it kind of motivates us bloggers, whenever there's real people out there looking at your stuff. And I mean, I see the statistics from my website and my YouTube and stuff like that. So I know people are out there, but it's always nice to put a face with a name. So I hope you'll stop by and say hi.
Great. And Alicia, what's your blog site?
AliciaMVP.com. So ALICIAMVP.com. And it's
Awesome.
also
Okay.
that on YouTube as well.
Okay, and we'll put that in the comment section too for everybody. I post these on YouTube, and then I link to these through LinkedIn, so we'll have options to add all those links there for you. And have you been doing that blog for a while?
I started blogging in 2023. I think it was May 2023. When I first started out, I had like 900 connections. And I was sitting there at my desk one day, and it's like God picked me on the shoulder, and he's like, Alicia, what are you giving these people? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you should be giving back. And so, really, it was on a whim. I started Tip of the Day, and I started posting Microsoft tips on LinkedIn. And that November, someone reached out, another MVP reached out to me on through LinkedIn and said, hey, would you like for me to nominate you for MVP? And I was like, yeah, are you kidding me? Of course. So that January, he nominated me, and I became MVP in March of 2024. So that was the first time. And today I have over 9,000 LinkedIn connections. So I went from
Nice.
900 to over 9,000, in less than 2 years. And so it just keeps growing, and it's so much fun. People reach out to me on LinkedIn quite often, and I just have an opportunity to interact with people and speak at events and have an impact in ways that I never would have had if I hadn't have actually taken that nudge and actually started blogging. It's so much
Hmm.
fun, and I really enjoy the challenge of it. And I don't have time to blog as much as I did, but again, it's all about getting into the habit of it. And I've been on more than a dozen podcasts, and so for me, it's just a lot of fun to reach out to people and to meet people, because the way I look at it is, if I help one person, if I make one person's day better, I've been successful. And for me, it
That's
just
awesome.
brings me a lot of joy to know that I've helped at least one person, right, to make a
Yep,
difference.
that is very commendable there.
The other thing I like to
Um,
do as well, and part of what my why is, as you know, when you look in technology, there's not a lot of women in technology, and I think it's one of those things. There's just a human nature. We're typically followers, not leaders. So I want someone to look at me and say, "Hey, if Alicia can do it, I can do it too." I really want nothing more than for people to see me as a normal human being that's getting has the opportunity to do extraordinary things, because I want them to say, "Hey, if she can do it, I can do it too." And that really motivates me a lot. And it always makes me smile and encourages me when I see other people blogging and kind of putting themselves out there and growing as individuals.
and Alicia, have you seen that Women in Tech luncheon they have planned for Summit?
I'm not sure if I did. I'll have to go take a look at that.
So I think it's on Wednesday.
Okay.
I've interviewed a couple of people who are in it. So I think it's maybe an hour or so and around lunchtime.
Okay,
But
perfect.
um, some great ladies on that panel there for discussion.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll check that out.
Yep. Well, hey, Summit will be here in no time at all. You've already got your airfare booked. I have got to
Yeah.
get on top of my travel plans. Can't believe I pushed it off so long. So, but I plan to be there. I have classes I'm doing on Saturday and Sunday before Summit
Oh,
for financial
nice.
reporting, and then I'm staying around all week. So I'll be definitely looking for you in person while I'm down there.
Yes, that'd be fantastic. I look forward to it.
Yep. So everybody reach out to Alicia if you get a chance, either before Summit, after Summit, or if you can meet her in person while you're there, by all means do that as well. So that session that she's got on the tax engine for F&O, that is at 9:45 Monday morning, October 20th. All right, Alicia, anything else you want to add before we wrap up for today?
Just stop by and say hi. I look forward to meeting everyone, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to learn a lot of things at the summit. So, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Alicia. You have a great weekend, and I'll see you in Orlando.
Fantastic. Thank you.